The environmental science practicum at UCLA allows students to move beyond the classroom and tackle challenging environmental problems facing the world.
The biggest thing about the practicum to me was getting real-world experience. It's incredibly inspiring to be surrounded by people who are experts in what they're studying.
Students have the ability to take classroom knowledge and apply it to actual environmental problems.
UCLA pairs small teams of students with a variety of clients to take on challenging environmental issues. For example, students worked with the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County to study insects as a marker for biodiversity in our urban areas.
My practicum team partnered with the Bioscan program at the Natural History Museum to investigate what kinds of environmental metrics affect urban insect diversity in Los Angeles.
What we hoped for from UCLA was some help with the landscape ecology portion of our research project. And that's not at all what we got. What we got was a full team of professionals who dedicated themselves to conceiving, designing, and executing that entire portion of our research project in conjunction with us.
Working with such a well-regarded stakeholder like the Natural History Museum really allowed me to see how applied science can make a difference in conservation.
Students also worked with the Natural Resources Defense Council to study whether there's a greater risk of spills in our communities from fracking operations compared to traditional oil and gas production.
We have a concern about the impact of oil drilling on communities in California.
Many people don't know about the types of hazardous materials that could be in their backyard.
To get a better idea of how spills might occur at oil sites, we took a field trip to Baldwin Hills oil field. There are thousands of hazardous material spills in California every year, and because oil and gas production is increasing, we wanted to see if there was a relationship between the two.
A great part about the practicum was working with the Natural Resources Defense Council on a project that's going to help the Los Angeles community.
What's so unique about the practicum is that students are tasked with figuring out their own solutions, developing their own methods to solving a challenging problem. And over the course of a year, they do it.
One of the most interesting things I learned from the practicum program is that science is not always as straightforward as textbooks make it seem. One of the biggest selling points of the practicum program is how it can get you a job after you graduate. Employers love the fact that you have a physical project that you can hand to them that demonstrates your technical skills and your ability to communicate scientific topics.
The practicum gave me the ability to list a year-long project on my resume and demonstrate how I'm able to analyze data and provide real results.
The UCLA Environmental Science Practicum really allowed me to envision myself as an environmental science professional.
It was a fantastic resource for us to be able to have the students from the UCLA practicum available to help us look at the data here. There's just no way that we could have the time to do that in-house.
The Natural History Museum, as well as its public exhibits, is also a research establishment. But unlike something like a university, we don't have students here that we can involve in our research program, and that's why we contacted UCLA.
They were professional, they were prepared, they were hardworking, diligent, and very skilled.
The UCLA practicum is valuable on many levels. For us, we had a research problem that needed to be solved, and it solved it. On a broader scale, though, it trains those undergraduates to be professionals before they've even graduated. They've learned how to work with a client, they've learned how to negotiate amongst themselves to work as a group, and they're ready to graduate, get a job, and change the world.
The Environmental Science Practicum at UCLA is creating the next generation of environmental leaders.